So, okay, period. Yes, ma'am. 3 years in advance. Congratulations.
Congratulations on the homeowner life.
Yeah, we was got that top of COVID deals.
Yeah, I pressed record.
2.75 interest rate.
Oh, must be nice.
Yes, ma'am.
Because at the time, I think you could be right there. Must be nice. We gonna talk about that. Cause,
okay.
Look, must be nice. Because I ain't get that when I got mine. Look. All right. Congratulations on being a homeowner.
Thank you.
You know, okay. All right. You ready? All right, y'all. Hey, y'all. It's Daijah Raven here, and we are back with another episode of Let's Talk Today. Okay, so listen. I got a young inspiration right here. Okay, she truly like a rare someone, you know, that really hustles and get to the money. Like,
period.
And what I
and what I else to do.
Right. And what I've learned about her is like she's very resourceful. Like she know everybody. She got somebody for everything. Like she really do. And so not only does, you know, she has multiple businesses. So not only does she own multiple businesses, she also owns a home. And y'all know on Realtor, you know, this Realtor episode, you know, I'm a Realtor, and on Let's Talk Today, we like to talk about real estate, but also life things. So she got a little bit of both going on, okay? So I want to introduce y'all to Terrica T-Money Walker. Walker out here. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Today was a really good day, despite the rain. Today was good. Today was really well.
Okay, that's good to hear. So you ready to get to it?
I'm nervous.
I'm
nervous, but I'm ready. I'm ready.
Don't be
ready.
nervous.
I'm ready.
We talk all the time.
We do.
So don't be nervous.
We do. Okay.
Yeah.
I ain't nervous no more.
Period. Okay.
I just gotta tell myself that.
Exactly. So let people know, where you from?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. Originally, I was born in Tree and mainly raised in Lithonia. So I tell people Lithonia. I always went to school out there. But yeah, from Atlanta, Georgia. Not a Grady baby, Crawford Long. Had a little insurance.
Oh, not the tea.
Yes, little insurance.
I love it. Okay, so actually, me and Terrica, we went to school together, but we really didn't know each other. Like, we met like one time, and then I met her again at like a Black alumni event, and then one day I went to like one of her events, and then ever since then we kind of just been connected. I don't know how,
Definitely.
but I feel like just from talking to her that day at her event, like I got plugged in. Like, shout out
Definitely. And now Daijah, she's a part of the team, the dream team. She's the volunteer coordinator for Walk and Run Outdoor, and she always show up, show out, anything and everything. She's definitely a team player. I just love. You say I'm well-rounded, you're definitely inspiration. You're well-rounded on everything from HVAC to real estate to the kids to everything. Like, you do it all, and you don't let it overly consume you. So that's definitely an inspiration.
I appreciate that. Okay. So I bought Terrica on because, you know, she has a lot going on, but also she is a young homeowner. So she joined the home before 30. Was it before 25?
Yes.
Before
I was 24
Okay.
years old when I first purchased my home. Yes.
Okay. So homeowner before 25. So kind of walk me through, like, what were you doing at the time? Because I've talked to young people and they don't be thinking like that. Like, so what was going on that made you decide, I'm gonna get this home?
Can I be like honest?
Let's be honest. Okay, let's be real.
Don't laugh. So I was first gonna do something else with the money.
Okay.
So just being 100% honest, y'all, I was finna take money and I was finna go get me a BBL. And then when I went to the doctor, like, I'm so serious. When I went to the doctor, they was just like, baby, your cholesterol a little high. You know, your LDLs are a little low, so you need to work out. So I was just like, okay, cool. I'm gonna work out. I'm not gonna do it. And then I was just sitting at my computer, and a realtor, we had talked before, and I would always tell her, oh, next January, knowing I was probably never gonna buy a house. But then I was just sitting at the computer desk and cleaning out my email. This was like when COVID was first happening, but like it wasn't a thing in America until March, but like China was like cleaning up their city, closing everything down. So pretty much like the market was already going down. Like they kind of foresaw it. So she was just like, hey, you know, interest rates are down to 0%. You know, if you want to buy a home, contact me now. So I was just like, oh, well, I mean, I got the money in my account. I was going to spend it on that. So let me just call her. And I called her, and it was homeownership from there.
Okay.
It was a pretty, I would say, fast. Like a lot of people, they were just like, oh, you didn't even tell me you was about to buy a house. And I was just like, I didn't even know I was going to buy a house. Like it happened so fast. Like a lot of people always ask me about the home buying process. And I'm just like, my process was different because people were losing jobs and didn't have money and was broke and couldn't afford to pay their rent when I was purchasing a home. So the market was low, like extremely low. Like my house, I got it for $119. Right now it's worth $230.
You can't get nothing for barely nothing these days.
At all.
At all. So you said something really important, how you was kind of thinking about it, but no, I ain't gonna do it. Thinking about it, no, I ain't gonna do it. And that, like, as a realtor, that makes me think of all the people, because I've talked to people lately, and they've been like, man, I had the opportunity back in 2016, back in 2018, and I really wish I would have done it. And so you actually took that step to like, all right, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And
definitely.
like I said, to be that young, like, I love that for you.
And it's also too just like about the resources, because had I not talked to a real estate agent, you know, had that person not been emailing me all the time and been in my emails, I would have never known to buy a house. I still would have been trying to figure out, okay, how do I blow $7,000? Like, what else can I spend it on? You know, like, I can't get this, I can't get that, so what else? But I feel like God, he really aligned me in the right direction. Like, he'll close certain doors because he know that's not where you need to be at. Like, and open it up like where he wants you to be. So definitely shout out to God.
Amen. Look, and that's a key to y'all realtors too. Look, she said her realtor just kept contacting her, you know, so sometimes, hey, it ain't gonna happen now. They may not be ready now. They may not be ready next week, next month, but listen, keep in contact with them. That's why y'all CRMs are very important. So I know that, you know, back in the day, your mortgages wasn't that, you know, that high or whatever. So do you feel like that has kind of helped you? Because I know you're an entrepreneur as well. Do you feel like that has helped you be able to put money like in other places, like for your business and everything like that?
For sure. Definitely. When I first bought my house, I was only paying $635. Like, it was to the point where I was like, dang, I was paying more money in rent. So I started just paying the same amount I was paying in rent for my house, like, cause I'm like, I'm gonna get this house paid off before I'm 30. So whatever I was paying in rent, which was still affordable then, I just started throwing that towards my mortgage. So $635 plus such and such, and just adding it, because I'm like, I was used to paying it anyway. So why not just go ahead and add it on to my mortgage, and that way I have more equity in my home. That way I could get it paid off faster. I just want it to be taxes. Like, by the time I'm 30, all I'm paying is just straight taxes, no mortgage, like, really living a debt-free life.
I support that. Hey, listen, I definitely support that. I told y'all she was a real smart young lady over here. And I know, so I talked to you the other day, and you were telling me how you were thinking about maybe leveraging what you have in your house, you know, to definitely move you forward and, you know, do different things. And so that is one thing that people don't realize. A lot of people, they just think about, oh, I don't want a house because, you know, I want to be comfortable. Like, I want to live in a high rise, not have to worry about this, not this. But, you know, it's also in real estate, like, you can leverage that. So I think people need to dive more into that aspect. Like, hey, this is a leverage.
Having a home is an asset. Like, when you have a home, especially like now, when I purchased my home at $119, I have paid more in my, like, for my principal. So I have a large equity. My house now is worth $230. So that's like over $80K, like home. home thing. They keep emailing me and stuff. I have like $80K in home equity. So not only can I borrow from my own asset, but when I pay it back, I'm paying it back in interest, but it's still mine that I can keep going and tapping back into and pulling out, paying it back, pulling it out for whatever I need, whether it's to build my business, home improvements, just any life-changing events happen, because things happen, like, especially being a serial entrepreneur. Like, a lot of people think we just got money, but baby, I'm broke. I'm broke. I just got some assets. That's all I got. But outside of that, look, I invest a lot of money into my businesses. So to know that I do have that type of equity to back me up if I ever need it, it's like, okay.
Yeah. So, do you regret buying a home?
No, not at all.
Hey, listen.
Not at all.
Hey.
Not at all. Not at all. A lot of people like to think like, oh yeah, but what if you want to move? What if you want to do this? What if you want to, I don't want to be so stable right now. But to be honest, like, in the world we living in, life ain't stable. So you may as well have a stable place to lay your head at least, at the bare minimum. So
I definitely agree with that.
It.
Yeah, I agree with that as far as the stable, because I know a lot of people came to me and they're like, they were renting in a house and they're like, well, my landlord just told me I gotta go. Like, I got 60 days and I'm like, I gotta find somewhere to go. So I feel like with home ownership, that helps alleviate that. I mean, listen, you don't pay, hey, the bank will kick you out eventually, but it ain't gonna be really no 60 days or whatever that these people be given. So I'm really happy for you. You did that.
You.
Hey, you
Thank
did that.
you.
You're really on the road to like pay it off
you.
if you want to early and don't have to do that. So we know that you own a home and you also own multiple businesses. So let's get into that part. So I've met you from Walk or Run Outdoors, and from there you've started more businesses, correct? Okay, so kind of tell me. So let me just tell y'all, before I met Terrica, listen, I was not outside doing hikes. I done did more hikes in my life with, like, this past year with her than my whole life. Like, so serious. Like, she's been having me outside. Different places, like places I've never heard of. One place we went with for Juneteenth, I don't remember where, but it was a really nice place. It was like an hour away, I think. And that was really nice. So when did you first like start walking around?
I started walking around 2020. So 2020 was like a year of beginnings. Like, that was one of the worst but best years for me. Like, I gained a lot, but I also lost a lot. And so that was like one of those, is this even a good year? But like, look what God has given me, and not to like say that material things such as a house and a business, but I feel like it gave me a lot of clarity. It was just kind of living every day. Like, I knew I had the vision for the business 2 years prior, 2018, when I went to Houston. And then I just sat on it because I'm like, no, I don't want to be the entrepreneur. Entrepreneurs, you lose too much money. Like, I knew the hard work it took to be, and I just didn't want to do that. I was just like, I stick to my 9 to 5 all the time, like every day. If I do, I'll probably get into like real estate and just own some homes and like, some investment properties and stuff. But I never saw myself as an entrepreneur. And then when 2020 hit, it was just like, people died every day. Like, it was just so much uncertainty, even at my job. Like, people were losing their jobs and stuff, and it was just like, just go for it. And one morning, I just woke up and I went for it. I was like, you know what? Let me start looking up names that I like, and let me just go online and see, do anyone have this name? Let me reach out and see who makes logos. And honestly, in trying to find a person to help me make a logo, I ended up finding a full brand consultant. And when I tell you, she showed me how unprepared I was. Like, what I thought, I just thought I needed a logo and an idea. And she really forced me to like dig deeper into my vision, into what I really wanted as an entrepreneur. Shout out to Bag Lady Brandon, because she really set me up for success, and even just where I'm at now and rebranding and the things that I know about business in general. So that was that was the main part.
Okay, so you got to take us back. You got to take us back because you was like, I was in Houston, and girl, what you was doing in Houston? And then also, because I know this is, where did you go to school for?
I went to school for medical sociology.
Yeah, so that's a totally different. So you got to take us back. Or what was really the inspiration? Because
the inspiration was, I always loved being outside as a child, but it wasn't till like I was in college at Kennesaw, and I was broke. I ain't had no money. I ain't had nothing to do. So all it was for me to do was go hike Kennesaw Mountain, go on up to the beach, and go read a book early in the morning before kids come out there. And so I made that an everyday routine. Like either if I was hiking, I was at Ackworth Beach, hiking or at Ackworth Beach. And so I really found a love for hiking just doing that. And then I started to find myself like always doing my homework at the pool. And so I'm like, I can think clearer. I think better outside. And so now I see that I'm being successful outside. And so now once I graduated in adulthood, I'm just like, well, I got a dog now. I have to get him out the house. I know I think better outside, and I can find, you know, a sense of clarity and peace. So I literally searched every single hiking trail in the metro Atlanta area, wrote it down on a notebook. I still have this notebook to this day, and I put a date on every trail, and every date on that trail I hiked every single trail. And so I knew then, like, okay, this is something. And everybody was like, oh, you should do a business leading hikes. And then I went to Houston because I wanted to move to Houston. So that would have stopped my home buying process right there if I would have moved to Houston, but I didn't. And there was an organization, and he did biking brunches. And so did a biking brunch, and I was like, this is cool. I like hiking. So what if I do a hiking brunch? And so then that's where the vision just came from there. But then again, I'm an overthinker. I started putting it down on paper. I'm like, it's gonna cost this much and this much. I'm not gonna get a return until 5 years later. I'm not gonna do it. And sat on it, pushed it aside, all the way into 2 years later. But you know what? I just thank God that I didn't start then, because I didn't have the maturity level. And now that COVID has happened, people see outdoors at a different lens. Like the same feeling that I know I got from 2016 to 2018, now people, they're starting to get that same feeling. So it's like, would I have been as successful then versus now? Because people weren't getting outdoors. Like it took COVID for people to say, let me go walking on a trail, let me find some stuff to do outside. So
Okay, so let's take it back. Tell us exactly, give us your, what exactly is Walker Run? Let's run that back for the people.
Walker Run is the brand.
Okay. Let them know. Okay.
So Walker Run, it's my last name, which is Walker, and it's a play on my last name, Walker Run Outdoor Events and Excursions, where I plan outdoor events such as hiking, biking, skeet shooting, camping, archery, pretty much everything outdoor that you can name. There's always a spin on things, such as our infamous hike and brunch events, where we do a guided hike around a park and then have a nice pretty picnic catered brunch in the park as well. So with us, it's not your average. Like you can come to 10 different events and none of the events will ever be the same. Either the caterer will be different, the food is different, the location and the people, and each event is not for everybody. So like if you don't eat pork, you're not gonna come to the bacon, hike and brunch or something. Or if you don't eat seafood, you're not going to come to the seafood boil events. So we do something for every single person. A lot of the events are kind of catered towards things that I wanted to do as a child. And then now I get a chance to do it as an adult, or things or experiences that I have gotten. And then now it's like, I want somebody else to experience it, but I want to give them a better experience. September, I did a healing retreat. And to me, that was so special because I planned that in 2 weeks. Like my birthday, my coworker told me about healing water in Georgia. And he was like, this is one of the most famous healing springs in the world. And so I went down there and literally I sat there by the water 3 hours praying, meditating. Like time just went by so fast. My dog, he do too much, y'all. He do too much. But he was so much at peace and he was just chilling the whole entire time. And when I left there, I just really felt inspired. And I was like, you know what? somebody else other people gotta feel this. Like, I gotta plan something. So the next day, I got on the phone with Nikwa. She's a yoga instructor. And I was just like, Nikwa, I need you to lead a yoga class. And call somebody else, like, hey, I need a sound bowl therapist. Like, I gotta put together a full healing experience for people, because I know how I felt at that moment. And what even confirmed it was, I posted on Instagram. I recorded the water just flowing. Just the water flowing. I posted that on Instagram and it went viral. Right now, I think I got 31,000 likes, and it's still to this day, people just liking, and it's like, my own face don't even go viral on my page. And you telling me just some water is going viral, and it's like people online, they can still feel that same thing that I felt sitting in the presence of it. And so it's just like, I know God was telling me that I need to give others the same experience that I have gotten. So basically, that's Walk and Run. Like, me giving others experiences that I have gotten, that I want to share, or that I have always wanted to do, and finally getting a chance. So
I love that. Because I know recently you've had the night hike. And then we just recently went to the bonfire.
Yes.
So at the bonfire, I posted it on my page, but the bonfire was really an experience. And then it was the perfect day too, because it was like kind of cold outside, the fire, like it was really awesome. So, but at this bonfire, you was telling me like, you know, I'm really calm. Like I really, like, this is really a surreal feeling. So kind of just looking back at your entrepreneur journey, like how do you feel about the future though of Walk and Run? Like, from that event, you know what I'm saying? Because I know
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Like, even just sitting here now, like, I'm excited. Like, this here is something new. So just to even think of me being here talking to you about real estate, about my business, like, it's something new. I'm excited about just what's to come in the future. Like, this next month and a half, I'm really kind of taking a seat back to just really see my vision, because I have seen that I work so hard. I'm like up 4 o'clock in the morning going with the courier company, then going to my 9 to 5, then working on my other business, and then having a side business with my mom and my sisters. So it's just kind of like, all right, take a breather. Because once I let go of one of my contracts for courier, it was like I gained a lot more clarity of my vision. Because sometimes we can work so hard and just feel like, oh, I'm a serial entrepreneur, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and then you lose vision because you're just so in a circle of like, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm already doing. But there's always more to whatever you're doing. So when I start cutting back, and I'm not saying cutting back just like cold turkey, not doing or anything, or what people call it soft girl. Like, no, none of that. It's just more about stepping back so I can see the full picture. Like, you can't hang a picture on a wall and then you won't know if it's crooked until you take a step back. So you don't know your mistakes until you really just look at it like, oh, okay, I need to go a little over to the left or a little over to the right. So that's what I'm doing this next month and a half, just taking a step back, trying to correct the picture, trying to see what's really next. How can I reach that long-term goal? Like, I was meditating at work. We had a staff retreat and I did the yoga and just sat there and meditated. And my whole vision for my end goal just came in my head. Like, I just saw people running around. Like, I saw real life people. So I'm like, God ain't putting nothing on my heart and my brain, this visual, for it to not to be true. So it's like, okay, this can happen before 10 years, that 10-year mark that I tried to set for myself. And then it's even crazier because I have been aligned with so many different people that's going to get me to that goal. So it's just like, okay, yeah, go ahead. Like, stop playing with yourself. Like, you got too much going on. You have created a lane. You stand in it. You working. Like, you know, you have people that come to you for mentorship or that's looking at you and, you know, seeing what you're doing and trying to mimic it. So it's like, now it's only up. That's how I look at it.
That is facts. So have you ever felt like, all right, this ain't for me? Like,
oh, for sure. When I first started, y'all, my first year, that was a learning experience. I was so sick of it, like, because I knew I went into nature for my own peace and clarity. So then it was like, I'm always hosting. I'm always leading people. So I never got that time to, like, sit back and, like, let me reflect, and like I need to find nature for myself. And then once I realized, I spoke to my granddaddy, and he gave me so much wisdom, and he was just like, if you know you can't do it on the weekends, you got to start finding time during the week to go outside and be in nature, to go hiking. And so I really set my schedule up to where it's just like, okay, Monday when I get off of work, I'm gonna hit this trail, or Tuesday I'm gonna hit this trail, because I know Saturday, Sundays is more than likely going to be on a business tip. So like I still got to find that peace within myself, because if I'm not okay, there's no walk and run, there is no brand, there is no business, there aren't any events. So I definitely went through that. And I also went through, I didn't know I had a spending habit, because I'm not flashy. Like I don't care to have designer this, designer that, but I did know, like, I'll go in the store and pay $300 for some perfume, and I take a trip every single month. And when I had to cut that out, it was just like, hold on now. Maybe business not for me. All my money, all my extra money I got is going into my business. It's like it took away from me. And I was just like, I don't want to do this no more. Like, I can't live my life. I can't do the things I wanted to do, I used to do in life. And it just really discouraged me, but I really had to just stop complaining. And once I really stopped complaining and humbled myself before God, he just started pouring into my life. And so I think that was the biggest thing, which is feeling like I lost myself because I wasn't getting my me time, and feeling like me letting go that old me of those bad spending habits, which it seemed okay then, because it was like, well, I mean, at least I didn't buy a $1,500, Bottega boots or something like such and such did. But knowing this other type, I'm spending money. Like, I'm driving my 2010 Nissan, but I know what I have in my house cost the same thing as somebody who done bought some designer stuff cost. So it's just like, you had some negative spending habits that really started to show itself into light once I started a business. And that was hard to let go, but
so you went from kind of being discouraged to now that you're growing in your business and you got like a high outlook on it, to starting more businesses. So you also got Walker Run Delivery.
Yes.
Walker Run Delivery. So that is where, explain that to the people.
So Walker Run Delivery came from, when I first started, I was borrowing my granddaddy his truck. I was like, Granddaddy, can I use your truck to haul my equipment to all my events? And then he got sick of it. He was just like, look, you got to get your own stuff. I'm so tired of everybody using my stuff. And so then I was trying to get a loan for a van. So I'm calling all my banks. Mind you, I got so many banks. So I'm calling all the credit unions. I'm like, can I get I'm trying to get a business loan for a car. They was like, nope. You got to file taxes 2 years. Nope. So then my regular car started messing up on me. So I'm just like, you know what? Let me get a new car. But if I get a car, I'm going to get what I want. So I initially went into the car lot for a Jeep. Went in there, test driving a Jeep, and we driving around. And I was telling him about my business. And I saw a cargo van. And I was like, well, that's what I really need right there. He was like, oh, surprisingly, we have a lot of those. So I was like, oh, okay, well, let's go back and go see him. Mind y'all, 10 banks done told me no. But I ain't gonna tell him that. So we went back, and then whatever him and that man did, they came back. They was like, well, you have good credit, so we're gonna put you as a guarantor on your business. We're gonna put in your business name, but I'm a guarantor on it. So ended up walking out the door with the van. And so then, outdoorsy. I'm trying to turn the van into a camper van, y'all. Trying to travel the world with me and my dog, going hiking everywhere. And then when business got slow, when stuff started to dry up, because again, those spending habits, they start coming back. I want to still do what I want to do, and I still want to have a business, and now business slow, and I'm just like, well, this got to pay for itself. And so now I'm on YouTube, and I'm like, how do I make a cargo van make money? And so then that's when I'm just start seeing different ways to make it make money, and then just really trying to use my resources around me. Like, I work in a clinic. I see the guys, they drop off medicine every day. Hey, how do I do what you do?
Right.
And it was just one phone call. Oh, call this person. Call him. I'm on. my auntie, I convinced her to get a van right after that. After she seen the numbers, boom, call this same person she on. Anytime anybody tell me anything about courier, do it. If you want to get a cargo van, do it, because it's straight money. And I feel like that it's not my passion, but it helps fund my passion.
Right.
So now instead of me using my 9 to 5 to fund, when I take losses in my outdoor business, now I can use the income that I make through my courier to help fund that business. So
yeah, so y'all hear that? So she got all these businesses and she still work her 9 to 5.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah, I don't like. That's tricky. I mean, it's not tricky. Like, you need that stable income, but I think now I'm at a point where, and I know I don't really talk about fasting to people, but I'm at a point where it's just like, I gotta do a deep fast, because I know when I'm at work, I don't feel purposeful. It takes only one patient like to make me feel purposeful, and I'm like, I just walk in there and it's a bad spirit to me. And it's like, I don't know if God, he trying to tell me like, look, I done provided you with 3 other incomes. Like, at this point, you ain't even stepping out on faith. I'm showing you. But in my mind, I'm just like, well, no, it's my job is not that hard, so I can keep coming, but I don't know. That's the hard place that I'm in.
That's for your fasting and God gonna show you.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so I know, because I've been around you in a couple of events, so I know that your family, I've met a lot of your family. Look, in a couple of years, I'm going to be invited to the family reunion.
Yes,
okay,
yes.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, so I know your family plays like a big part from what I see in like your businesses and helping you grow. And I feel like that is definitely an important part. Like, it's good for you that you do have that support system.
It's amazing. Like, when I first started, everybody was telling me like, your family, those ain't gonna be people for you. It's gonna be strangers that's gonna take you to the top. But when I tell you, my family, one call, they all there. Like, even if they purchase tickets to be at my events, they still gonna show up early to help set up. They're still gonna be there. Like, one thing, like, my family is my rock. Like, they're everything. Like, anything I need, they're there. Like, they don't know nothing about outdoors. Like, my grandma would tell you, like, camping. I done went camping 2 years in a row. You could never get me outside. And I'm such and such age, and she got me camping outside. Like, my family was not outdoor people before, but because of me and their support and their love for me, that's what gets them to come out. Like, and so I'm beyond grateful for them, all their support, like any and everything. Like, I'm always there for my family. Like, a lot of people think, oh, you're just so busy with work, but my family show up for me. So I definitely try to show up for them at any time, in any moment that they need me.
I love that.
I'm sorry. You got me all teary-eyed. No, I'm coughing.
I was about to say, girl, relax.
I'm just coughing.
Okay, so give the young, aspiring entrepreneurs, like, give them some inspiration, give them a tip or something, because, it's a lot of people out there that's, maybe where you are, thinking about, hey, I got this job, but this ain't really for me anymore, or things like that. So kind of just give them a tip.
Yeah, let me just take a sip.
We've been talking,
A tip. Ooh.
Or something, like some inspiration. Like, listen.
I think the biggest inspiration that I can give is be disciplined. Like, a lot of times, a lot of people say, oh yeah, do what's your passion, but your passion is not always gonna feel like your passion when you're in business, when you're in life in general. But one thing that's gonna get you from point A to point B to C all the way to Z is gonna be discipline. And once you learn how to control the things, your thoughts, what you put in your body, what you do every single day, like, that discipline is what's going to get you, because it's going to be days that you're going to be like, post some content, go somewhere, show up. Like, I'm not finna do that. Or even just waking up, getting out of bed in the morning. People have a problem with doing that, and it's just like, you have to just be disciplined. Like that's the biggest thing. Just discipline. Like if you ain't, I don't know, discipline gonna get you there. That's one thing. Discipline, consistency, and don't look at money as a reward. That's another thing.
Okay, tips. Give it to them.
Okay.
Okay.
Because when I tell y'all, earlier this year, God, he was taking me through it. Like, I was complaining so much. Like, before it was a recession, like it was said that we were in a recession, I felt it in my business. Like, I knew it. Like, I wasn't making the money. I'm like, wait a minute, these numbers not looking like first year numbers, you know, like some off. You know, all the events I'm doing are either volunteer events or like the cheaper events that was only $10 and stuff. And I'm like, I was complaining, like, I ain't had no real events. And it took me to get 1,000 followers on Instagram. And I never really tell people to follow my Instagram. Like, I'm more of a subscribers. I like my email list. So for 1,000 people, that's 1,000 people who genuinely care about my business and what I post and everything. So I was like, you know what, let me make a post. And I was like, I'm only gonna use pictures from this year. And when I went back and combined all of the pictures that I had from one year, like, I just started getting teary-eyed because I'm like, I've been so ungrateful for all of this because it didn't have the dollar amount that I wanted it to be. But look at the impact that I've made on so many people's lives. Look at the impact others have made on me. Look at the work that I have done in the community. And I was complaining about this. And the moment that I just really humbled myself before God and just really true, like we say we're humble, but you're not really humble if you gotta say like I'm humble. Like God gonna humble you and he gonna make you feel him. And once I really stopped complaining, he just started aligning me in so many places, like in so many different places. And it's amazing because sometimes you really give God a chance to show you who he really is. Like I don't know. It's like I know, but I just can't. I can only thank God for a lot of stuff that I've been through. And even if you're not spiritual, you don't believe, like, discipline and just, you got to believe in something. Like, you got to believe in something. But yeah, that's my tip. Discipline, put God first, and don't put a dollar value on everything, because everything ain't, like, the more you chase money and you don't get it, you're going to feel bad. A lot of people like to say, oh, charge your worth. You never charge your worth. Like, because you're worthless. You know, like, not worthless, but you can't put a dollar amount on who you are. And once you start putting a dollar amount on who you are, and when people don't buy into it or buy it, then now you start feeling worthless. Like, dang, nobody want to buy from me. Like, maybe I'm not as good as I think I am. But just, you know, get money. But like, don't make that the only thing, your only focus. Yeah.
I love that. Well, we about to wrap it up. Anything else you want to say before you want to let the people know or anything like that?
I don't know.
Look, okay, so let them know where they can follow you, where they can reach out to you, because we got some big events coming up for 2023.
Definitely.
Okay, so let the people know.
So you can reach me at Walker Run Outdoor. That's Walker, WALKER, Run Outdoor. We don't do too much running. And then you can also find me at hookah_habits4. That is hookah catering business. We also sell hookah as well. And that's hookah_habits with the Z, the number 4. Yes,
and I'm going to put all that, once I post this, I'm going to put all that in the description and everything so y'all can link up with Terrica. You know, she got some big things that she doing. She got some big things that she going to do. Like, it's there. So I really definitely appreciate you.
Thank you
for
so
coming
much for
on
having me.
I
done loosened up a little bit more.
Right,
I got me some water on my throat. Look, I feel a lot confident now.
Yeah, so I definitely appreciate y'all. Y'all make sure y'all definitely reach out to Terrica, follow her and all that good stuff, because she really is a good vibe. She's very genuine and things like that. So yeah, that's another episode of Let's Talk Today.
Yes. Yeah.
See, look at you did that. Okay, I love that.
Thank you.
Look at you.
Yeah. I love this. this for you.
I love this for you.
Yes.
Look. I love this for you.
I was on live the whole time.